first no be support to and no bua ma yeti the new patriotic party no sa no mo ye mo niema ana ye bebusa enkomo ekoso ene ese enipa aye too selfish kakra kakra mpo too selfish to the extent say party na nhia on the enhye if not enye the support no dia ene on the on fa ho ene ye bedi enkomo enra MPP for mpanifo ekwa setena nek for kusia na council for so kusia na chese omode enkomo ne ba bonten se nyame adoma 31st January 2026 31st January 2026 party penifo ebeye na yakwa akoto aba ayi presidential candidate ama MPP na ebi mo ahyedat ebi atu to din ebi si eye top down approach ebi si eye misgrade in the sense that 6th December no was say omoye polling station elections na in a month's time as bibisa no yenkoko to aba enkoyi presidential candidate after that no na party for na sakoto aba ko yi omo akeka ni nyina akwa yi regional executives ne national executive constituency executives ni nyina e de aka ho na oya mo si o ayetwa butuo ebi mpeso mu wiem na ebi nsida say ye ne sa eye unconventional ebi kwa say is against the constitution na mi busa say elbaum ye beto about 31st January no said there will still be party national executives in place and ameboa all structures of the party will be in place. Constitution in Kase se wo beye national executive wa e was just on one occasion and they say utimi supervising the election of a flag bearer. And yes sir, at every point in time the system must run. Eti ebra ebe to about the 1st January no there will still be police station executives, area coordinators, regional executives. The machinery will be running. Eti ya ebi mu ema analogy bia beka say eye oversimplification. Omo say o ye kosi dan na ye ko start free rooftop, ye ko start free roofing level asane dey above form. MPP dan enwenwu dawo. E dan enwenwu. There's no way say e dan ebedwuregu. Every moment in time biano there are people in place eye just replacement. Eti foundation level there wo ho lentil level no wo ho kako do roofing level ba bia say part no any nipa any roofing level any flag bearer it is ye ni na foundation no will still be there. Enti no de mesremo that analogy na mo de ba no monwi hu bio na mo hwe get a better analogy ni yen hwe se bitime di sa enkomo no ma Jo Mahama say the energy minister the finance minister for money in Iran and amamu now na say don't pay movie pa action movie blockbuster pa there Israel versus Iran and what thing don't a year call almost $80 per barrel enti say when for be ba na mo be say baby dia mo fa say baby na 1 cedi per liter there some implement we are ready to pay say Shami Maso are ready so be to ya Mahama yaga so 1 cedi per eti ayaga che say wo free akra ko boko a wo be twa 1 cedi per na ato so sanity eti ene bedi enkomo ene kwesi twa aba ha ena lawyer for mienu lawyer Cresata so aba ko ka won so e dan me bi odi ama
bacho mo chia mo nya we are just sanity
oba kwa se vivre okay eti lawyer Cresata let say
Anko na dominia.
Wo ye.
Oh, mu je na abrabon na yezen.
Oh, said there.
Kana ina ye ho akire.
No, and their life.
You monitor Iran Israel war.
But we talk on poni 1 week and after 1 week. I think it's about the 6th day.
No, we cry and start to a trial no.
We prelims.
We will be actually you monitor that to try anyama. Mama say minister of the missiles or once. Sir. Monitor.
Ya no crampo 5 days no person was so some organa. na entokwa akoso be 3 years yesi ye boa la kwesi botwe so e wa sem na ne mate sen
anya me adom god na so
na udi kwesi botwe na munyan
medi ankasa no no
wana de to
me se ne me botwe na me fie din akwesi
oh
na me senior brother so se ne me botwe no no so de kwesi
oh okay
me junior wo fie no no ye senior
oh okay oh I see let me say bia was school di egba na bia na ya ma nickname bi na ka ye no ka say na wo kwa wo hunda wo hunda
in fact na no can obi catch me so no fi voter agent Jessica you see the half
yeah see no the voter
and I made me fi full eastern agent.
Oh, okay.
Me hu ne me nim ne krada.
All right, that's right. The lawyer kwesi botwe na waba na enne se camera kesabwaje ebe join ye na ya soma ne baabi waka wiem kakra na osisa de ya ma lawyer kwesi botwe emra misina na ba ye ni bedi nkobo wa homa no so na ya hwesi de sitie koka so far na ma ekoso no enura de course wo alisa wo monitor ya kete sen.
I think say ye beda ye leadership na se any senior omo kra omo hu eye omo normal I feel say gradually the omo nya the grip of the party normal eko baby ese eko na me wo ho general secretary mebo na baso mebo mpanimfo ni nyina abaso any senior omo kra omo hu any the eko the party has never been in crisis. A year we didn't anticipate and we didn't believe results no. But there are two levels. Yewo omo executive and yewo party for na edi party na chi. Omo eso omo to aba no. Afa na omo recover for omo decisions omo make here any harm na eba nti ama gab bi abeto e na ama ferry bi eso aba enti se asemba na se bibi ba obi ampese obeyi nanim but gradually sa de na eba me enra move omo ye no any decision omo ye no one the sanity in the party no ebeba back as na ye lusu ye intellectual pride na you kura say eba MPP a discourse ye chiremagine ye ya no de enu bi enti position any normal almost share and me I feel say clear Gordon police station in no more kind and yes our basis in the to aba say our basis in the to aba enti o say 6 6 months from now who issues be raise it. Who are there be a full say a woman, but say wa uni basis, wa uni issue be a woswa as a utu sis and laws are bomb. Enti say utu hugum now ye didi. I feel say baby o mejinan e wo the party machinery run still bibia ye intact. Yenka say abatu ya ye kwa ye ye national chairman we constituency chairman sinchen ye we everything is in place ye wie 31st no die na flag bearer ni die na then ombesan back no man be ma data ye be ye the other internal election so for me there enura de course no ye at least and the paper about out church no many be koso ye momum dia say as a party no ye be back together ye bema ye communicate baby a wonti ase no get closer to the party and the nearest person na ofo say owonim de wo ho no nkyira de ba ye sere so say ma embetna radio so enka de bi a wonim a wonti ase because I know so be embarrassing God me das
all right me das ebusa foti ko kana mote ne kan but say obi be betna radio so aka asema wonim I think say largely it will also depend on the party. I was a part in the dintichimu. A bayi, what I say. Emma party 40 I say. I say status quo, salary be affected. But and then party pen for what's not say and run. Automatic decision. Decision no, me who say Tibon Kosu for Bikompo accuse General Secretary of MPP. Say,
or working towards a scheme.
But General Secretary of MPP will need some no. Say, or no, Adia will pay. Will be to Bandek. Now, I can say, when I made General Secretary Media Banamajatum. Moreover, a national chairman and a quality meeting. And I wouldn't know, and a first vice at Nemo, and then Penifuni. I can't say, I said, we see ya before I ever am. Your ball will wrap up the voice. Now, Cobrege Japan, a true mem. So, Moka say, Oma, they were receiving members, say, via proposed that what they buy a war, constitutional amendment in Fabra. Rock Cobrege Japan, what they you remember, 3 proposals, and now the point. But Bakwa Benji was and that was his second proposal. Say Yantu Abano, Yantu presidential first. In fact, Olupuno said Kayantu no by December 2025. Yebo voice in Ewaha. But for propaganda mindset to be on possible question be say ye the agent of somebody and akoso. Omodi constitution amendment be so by. Yeah, yendi your core conference. Nyame aduma 19th July na enebeba so say positions go on manage the say elect. But proposal never say they should maintain the status. Me say me nya kwan na say me ne nkofo di ho nkoma make us that proposal to maintain that status quo and was say people should kick against it. Me did say positions be honoma and was say contest na wo competence ne ba na go for poasema omunya omugidi a no oma akana enti enya ade a obi se baabi a wo sisi nkofo me de me madwe enya misa
ɛhɔ no na meka sɛ sɛnea ɔka no ɛhɔ na party no ɛsɛ a man ko say nominal baby bebree within a short while sa positions ne deɛ sa few should be elected and more should be appointed ne deɛ yenyaye ye Democratic Party yenyaye emwa emma decision making emma nkofo beye white elephants they are remote controlled. People should certain positions we should contest it. Who capabilities no who qualification na obekwa especially if it is a communication. I still think that era say appoint you be ma wabe you be debi it should be contested for so that now okoye waduma no anye ni and the masses are coming for you. They know they are coming for you.
All right, my man
lawyer when okay.
Lawyer Crisata Bacho, my member hall. Yes.
Make sure it's if we na so. I'm saying I'm not domara, I'm a young one. Na asama yeguda yer kan. Neda na ekiko share no. Nsem bebre bay, council ke share no nsem bebre bay. General secretary nsama order to gwa no. Nye ya party mun sam nkotin. Oka abrekuma north anamebwa. Election ya yewi na akansinse mu up to now won't mean declare. Aka just 3 polling station. Electoral commission said ono we bibia na mom mri bi obebe share there. Obe declare no na NDC fa aka tax. Aka fa one okita ma na asekan ne two ebejan wodo nti won't mean declare election no. MPP atro kama Ghana Police Service. Ghana Police Service say assembly the Supreme Court. Na sa woba na obeye wobo nimpa wo ho ban a obe site one contempt. Electoral Commission obe declare election no. One site or no contempt. Obe site our police in abobo obi ho ban no contempt. What kind of logic is this? Clearly a shade NDC fu him don't want to lose damn constituency no. Na one pair constituency ni ye. Na one pair abekumafo one kanko na wasomdwe. Ne de bia wo pede dede ne okun beso ne onyimpa be wunti na up to now want to declare no no what de no ne basa no kodo because that means some was see wa show school dan mu nimpa prepra nimpa akwa hochire bebre mu nimpa okon election awezi nkunyim no enda ye ka sei abrekumafo wonyi representative for parliament e chire fe de ndc for wonyi ready do what asomdwe na pepe ebobo man nti general secretary ka ho asem the damnya mo tedam no enkoye parliament a march akọ police the one declare some election no as we speak electoral commission need police for was want to near the measurement no e chire fe de se ndc fu na wo wa bem na yeto abenesa ankoye amawa anka wo de basa ye baba Ghana mesima ora ba omi oje tumintem na oma ma asomdwe ba na se ndc fu no wa bem na yeto abena wolusu ya anka mo won dam and e kire de ye won a wodo Ghana no wan so a wopo Ghana no ne sei enu twemu a asamokra party mpemfo hia wodi to go an so okoye na omama mo so menyi gide me ya MPP ye discipline party no mu suban papa otwa de nyimpa de nazi na over the years people have taken the party into the sabi gutters and they can say anything on radio and social media against people, individuals.
Much will be asked one.
We'll take a decision there. Or there will be biara fin nerkwe. One chana kasaye, one chana suban or party no, or bachanaso. Now, General Secretary to go there, Senya Ura offended Booty, Opachoa, Anka. Ebia was the Asuchibiova. Ude amino Godwin.
Yeah.
Amino me a party boo. Inti me kan Article 6, Article 3. Clause 5 of the MPP Constitution. Also duties of a member.
Yeah.
Inti dam asudin inti na me kasa demi. Even when I disagree with them. The party law says that a member shall have the rights and the duty at all times to promote and defend the good name of the party, to protect the unity of the party, be loyal and truthful to the party, abide by and publicly uphold the decisions of the party, and carry out all his or duty faithfully and with honesty to the best of his or her ability. So the party law, no, I don't told you there, you have to protect the dignity of the party and also defend the party publicly. Abide by its decisions. Into what take a decision or you will do. So far as you're a party member, now we take a decision every you know. Discussions over it is over. It is decision time. Decision so 1 hour we take. If you have any qualm, any reason so over, say it to me Kasahwan, you just have to write to them or go to them. Obi better radio don't and send and I have read something on is it Peace FM or one of the radio station online that already said the decision is nonsense. You see the word nonsense means nonsense, like there's no sense in it. Which I mean, me abo febe na me saw party munti. Mean to me kade wan kasa sabi nyansen. Na mum motima kan de kasa ete da no me ti de me musua na me musua da papa. Free said the party rule says that I must publicly protect and defend the decisions of the party. That's the party rule. Nti so pain bechana radio do no kada atam na mpemfu ka tan we wodwendweno ho enye okro nya mienu nimpa be ye duoson nimpa duoson no so former president fu mienu atemu bi vice president fu temu bi general secretary we twem no wo hodri na wo hobi na wo yire na se opanyin bechana radio do there asam na waka na nyansanyim nonsense dam suban na me gina musua onye suban papa nti mesre de moma yenhwe yakasa ye na nya ono nkwara impe bebre yam de wo sete wan kasa wo questions bi the damn questions and the man and painful and famra. It's in painful the buy on to damn or the isn't painful not time day. Yeah, Cadamoy and the other time. In fact, on the social media, post on the platforms. The time and painful will meet in us a cranny bit about the could ya Akapeke 10 regional chairman for asset to coup against Chairman Bute and we vote against him to crazy, which is a lie. A true what they say partisanism. Nani na did basabasa and did the other party and I'm a party. The last one American war, damn indiscipline. Yeah, call 2024 election. You so many interested groups. Would be was Matu Kubi, I'm a party. A do baby Ashanti region. What's the Kubi what was a ma party? A do baby was a Lanchamantin with party. This group openly ever sharing this attire. What the press conference says, Alan Chamanti.
Me videos.
Alan Chamanti with MPP me that was the one supporting what they call NDC. This video is there. Now, Yako about to know
the same spokesperson.
Why your party? Why your campaign? It's your MPP party. Party lose you, Mafi. Your base, your party, your share party, be more. The same group of people, the same person. After the one who bet you be a flag bearer. After one who bet you and share and Juma. Now they love the party more than the party chairman.
No, almost have MPP.
No, one under wire Sunday wire press conference.
Back to MPP.
That's what they are claiming to be.
Okay. So videos no.
And then I made Kanya win. Party manager will say, so long as our party no candidates. Now I will be your campaign tell them party candidates. No, your friend baby for future of membership.
To answer. That be enkosi da ben. And a party in the Becoso. As a son, some Fonso. Show Yapedom. Hey, it will be any assessment and your balance there. Yana intimate instantly smoothly. But some purpose a balance. I was all young people of the same mentality.
Exactly.
Make I say, me too kind last be na, me to fly to my corners or say choke or rains. What can I see beyond one yantokwa? You different you say or be completely crash from because we could see no battery or could say no battery who wants to be on the same flight with such a passenger.
Yes.
The year 2000 and kakre samwa no or some of your twins ye ka one more munim MPP history and rantie kakre samwa the acquire doctor Wabu says I would chase the elephant to the bush. At Kennedy, Quabraje Japan. Look, Omokaso Moka party no history. You will be marveled. Kakre someone say, what did this say? Professor Mills, a better president than when I was a better president than MPP candidate Jola Kumkufu. That time I would rather go to the general secretary of MPP. Straight away, what toilet man say you ready?
Exactly.
Because by the mere fact to say, we will also support you say it yes. Automatically you fulfill your membership. Now what has happened to that? You know, interpretation.
Yeah, na make that. Say
MPP so sonse who knows.
So am na be today. Say you paying paint to be ambra no me
sir, that
is exactly what is causing the party.
Yo.
Entin Crawford. O ma ye dwumetia party akeka nsama nsemfata. Na we are see the opening pentima ya what automatic amnesty
enra de course wa Lisa hotel me kwatete ho me tie kakra chema buti akeka nsem bia etia party no
yes
egu party no hufin onu akasa so egu no hufin
now you are now in charge
enra omokoy na
party law
yes
how do you do it
enra ba ye no. In fact, opening prayer krom power rumpo beka say we call for opening prayer kwana ye dia ma no. Omo so mon tiase. Just because be ba o. Omo wo petitions miensa. That 3 petitions against Mabuti. Ma me question is say enra na pa na Mabuti kasa ya na. Wakase boso me mai. Petitions I don't man for mante. It is say enra omo take decision say because of petitions we you know, ye match Mabuti empress I do over the meeting na. It would have been a political suicide.
Yeah.
So it had to take the intervention of Dr. Baumia says, just allow. party no see if it must be done well.
Enti
mo so nipa dodo.
Enti that why you must me na kama.
Ma menka. To aswa.
Oh, enti a party no.
Yo.
Going forward no. Me feel say party bi enyi ho ambranyim. In the NDC, then opposition. One day say Dunketia suspending nimpa party executive more than 40 suspended omuna. Omutimi ye adwuma be win power. Why do we now think inside jam ye hia power there? Obia betumi be gina party no dey obi atem. Utimi be na ansama nya no kro wetwa to obi so no waka egunu ne mu ase. Wo wi na obeje party atare. Me ameka say your constituency obi ono ye campaign openly edema NDC ono kita MPP party car pick up ono kita no because constituency chairman say ono nka. Because ono na party ene dia. So your mama discipline and needs ama MPP party is not like NDC.
Dabi.
And the fact is say we MPP in the crowd, we say what you different say a different group of people. Nimpa ye ko meet no obi a opese odi enu so me kotwansa na ma ba ke kama adwen a kire. That is not type of MPP. It is obi a tese ase opese odi enu a. Clearly, want to be near him. Ni so ba na nyen say. First no say obi ko radio so kra na okasa. Na what say the osi kasa na won bo ni din kra ohun so ye NDC ni. Say the osi kasa de no den say botable so no the deal in pattern cassette ama oboboy as why nie the young say subana start by MPP no say hey what type of people are now coming in MPP ayimedefo ahobrasefo yimpa what na say dwunade wan say waye eno na ndaya de bi ba now obi asora kasa bi na oreka kire yimpa na ya the yes ana afi party no gufi wie na say ya na dey akwese the order no it's not good until from polling station executives. And the platform aba, you creative platform na wo po na de wato do. Eno wo be ya wo fita na petu anyim bi.
And everywhere ya dey ya kire.
Wo fi one wo wato do, wo fi one wo wato do.
And now so ya ni bi.
Eku a
na asa.
Eno na kire say. Yen develop eku a ete say dia ye boto ye no.
Okay.
MPP is not built on that kind of character. Into seven painful akase with the party men be adwuma. They should now use the party law. One my party men ye adwuma. Because the party mra ye adwuma. If in the course a party man yejuma, those who are supposed to make sure it's a party maybe yejuma, then we will face them with the party law.
Okay, Mati.
Because I'm not sad and you to me.
Mami ko kwesi. Kwesi lawyer kwesi buchi. Enye the economist kwesi buchi. All right, eti baby Chris di free buy no FPK the indiscipline aspect general secretary eka ho asem ni bi menim say e ho no be touch base what can say
quickly
yeah
party for IT yeah I'm saying indiscipline dey go don answer na be leader of party ni indiscipline ebe to aso until say ebenya the leader of the new patriotic party be a flag bearer and the indiscipline will continue because indiscipline obi ko di obi atem now for any part now born kokko pe because say odi god in chintina ye friend out twina so na ye born kokko no until say ebenya leader of party ni ne de say hu na manfo bi di ne sebe ombeko so adi ne sa
but they say there's leadership in place now
na make say once leadership no so they are being mindful say omunko ye bibia ye beka say leadership ne
it should be equalized
because Chris ko ka bibia ye nka sisi ani atwina so ye beka say Chris support obi ntini ye ne sa eno so no na tita F4 kra so be ma na dani asem foforo e wo party nim say ya sheda ne ya targetive e na obi aso nim say MPP nim say a group of people be na e cause indiscipline enya MPP members nya na e cause indiscipline
dabi
Chris ka say obi didi ma atem didi obi aso fofo atem ye nim ko fo mu didi ma atem didi aso fofo atem enya MPP ni ha enya obi a menji ndi so obi aba betina wuntumi ha edi oba bi atem edi former appointee bi atem edi former vice president bi atem edi former MP bi atem ye nim bebi a amanfo tena di omo atem ene ye nim nkrofo nzo a omudi nkrofo atem nti discipline de eye nkrofo bi na hyeda na me hu ni se obeso omudi provoke current executives na se na be the executives ni be ye bia no ye be penti omo just be color na se be ka so mo support you
before I ever 2016 ni ya suspend the general secretary ya suspend the first vice ya suspend the chairman
yet the party won
yeah the party won
so spare pass center na badada so we know what we can
me know ya but godon on say we call and seminar so on their Andra meeting a course so
yeah yeah call propose amendment no meaning say wo propose amendment ni bia in fact I think kwalo mo say youth bracket age no or matter so from 39 to 35 okay the nyamias ba so maka ko ke mi wo mo 39 to 35 omo dia ba and almost say yeah special voting beam special voting almost yeah beam and almost say police station executives so almost be almost former executives no say fe be meka ho and na baby no mo ye area coordinators as dey no so no mo ye ba kompe be so mo say fa for meka na nye 5 ti e say ekeka ho na aba is almost special voting and so eyin Emma, yan to be. Into yes, any no. I'm sure, say, going forward, no. General Secretary bet church training na. No, that cocoa used to be no be ashim na. Why won't you say no? And I also support you campaign for it. Won't support also, you also campaign against it. Because it's young coso.
I think, say, amendments, and I say amendments normally about near proposals. General Secretary has a proposals Ninia and the Beko Congress conference on 19th July. I'm a party for Ninia Kwako Bobo. You say your conference now decision in the best interest of party. The party in Benyam Bochena because issues need one more legitimate concerns. I mean, Ubianya and Kebe 1 man 1 vote, but maybe as the MPP agency, I mean, Gini say or their logistical capacity say. Debate my 1 man 1 vote because 1 man 1 vote and it's just a polling station be a 2 bar. In general election, and there was all conducting national elections for who. And I don't think the MPP was our capacity. Ni say at this time. Say ye kwako to your national elections. Akwako yinipa be 17 BPA. Na ye to aba across close to 40,000 polling stations. God on. And ya say na electoral commission for
logistics no.
Electoral commission for crime general election kromu ko peska wo EU ni UN for ne ade Ghana government ngwa ntimi finance mo move and conduct election. It's either na MPP ngwa ade betima finance ye won abi conduct elections across over 40,000 polling stations. I don't think say idea ye feasible see
logistical challenges.
Yes, maybe we can think about it going forward. There be any kaka until we get there. Now even can say they ascertain Microphone your card bearing members no cry. No cross another challenge,
sir.
And no cross another challenge because God on as we speak now. Obeka say you did digitalization idea by ye say your party card you be rolling it out digitally. Into old ones ninia no.
You be facing out.
You're facing it out.
Yes.
Into for in the last about 3 to 4 years, no minjini gaze party ne are rolling out party cards.
I want to challenge no.
Into we have to critically look at some of these issues. But Senior General Secretary can no more waiting a proposed amendment party ninja engine to me. I got on say can be say I was a party need to me a communication ye na in same be one no man it me my mom 40 years. You see there are a certain group of people when people must say yen kasa ye kura no mo masha said your mom de kwadada wo
no masa amakasa ama
your mom ye deliberate the ade baba be criticize
but they are still in the minority.
Exactly. It's not because you see some go for no one why your madwin o as a national council bet na se kra as at Monday obi control to Facebook say national council the decision be baby moja hwegu. What is this?
Oso moja yetum. Moja na yetum.
No, what is this? It's nkofon born mo omo your madwin but and then I'm a obi din komo na nipa no a floating voter no catch him say kwesi na nya mo na MPP for mo say apathy and the Buffoni division a woman party muntina will lose over 2 million votes in the last election. Na sisi ya mo party because a floating voters a come party ni hunya ye nitua say the same apathy the same division the same attempt dia na course wo party nim na mo so mo ba be presidential election primaries in term amasa apathy ni division ni sa attempt dia na jaya adentina mo nkofo ni bi say o mompe na make change independence. This is a very fantastic point. Hold on. Yes, you lose 2 million voters. If you say MPP for a buefu yankoto aba. Say before na MPP for say a dipino.
Yeah.
Because day in day out no because social media na say before ni dipin neutrals na wo social media ni ade ni nia omo hu nsa ni oma na ekoso no. Your former vice president ye kan sem fa ne ho. Your former president ye kan sem fa ne ho. Former ministers of state omo ye policies are aboa by na 2028 ebebo hu de rule no internal election tiet mi de obi si ho anopa to anwumre sopano di na tem party penny o etisi ye kase ye koto aba ne ntema me I believe say it is in the best interest of all of us. And again, executives are to Abamo MPP Munian, Obia 4 years mandate to. It is in any MPP mu constitution mu baby I say your two amabe executive bina party ni lose executive no forfeit in office. It is not in MPP's constitution sir. Omo mandate ni ya 4 years. Yem bi say you say 4 years na so na. 4 years ni nya so ye. Afa no mo 3rd year mu. It executives no ho kwan say omo conduct elections for the party. A flag bearer ni nkwana se see an any flag bearer because your co-election we na say yan we ni a you need flag bearer or party. But the executives they continue to be executives. And you know, sir, Kasane say, I don't know all the executives in the every election. So no more person we are more being a son, your money, and a group of people be our mother or my or madrin say MPP near Baby Semu. Until me there go down and way they may say MPP for near who say a certain group of people and MPP for near what need to wow, but was there a nipa 4, 5, 6 be pet and no more no say. Yes, say MPP dia MPP be ye bia no ye beka say ye den airtime enye fe na godon me de manusi no I think say presidential primaries na ye ba be kono
31st January 2026
me hu ni say a top down approach
why
me hu ni say a top down approach me hu ni say we are fixing the structural deficit of our party.
Okay,
as we speak now your party structure no there's a deficit because we do not have a flag bearer. In fact, there's another deficit because we do not even have a leader. Your national chairman, the statement about Abonte say, they say due to the family, say due to incapacitation. And in fact, the national chairman no own to me and I don't see the national chairman coming back anytime soon. Because of exactly.
But almost meant cognitive dissonance.
Not to say the serious ailment. Mean say within the next 6 to 8 months to 1 year, and the Hobeton will be to my back. And they say, yeah, structural deficit say you need chairman of the party, and another deficit say you need flag bearer of the party. The argument say first vice need to take over. The first vice need to mean your chairman. He can only act, or your acting chairman, or your chairman.
Oh, because you know what they say ebia ebra Polafoku, and ne Kobreji Japan, and ne second vice you know. Yeah, my first vice take over as acting chairman.
Exactly.
And your man general secretary, then national organizer John Bodu take you over as acting general secretary. But said for some time.
Enti make say nipa no ntimi be chairman or be acting.
Yes.
So what you say?
Yeah.
And to say senior your way young kasa ye elected chairman or be state affairs. What the guys of national council yeah. Your deputy betia first vice he took the former vice president His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so best step in and making sure say Carl Barrister. He says Dr. Bawumia step in and can be a vindictive person because it's a matter of public record say Chairman Buti and no first vice chairman. He's against the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. God know what you say. And can be a vindictive person or no so say be 3 more than one step in and can drag and come in the national council and get so.
And can be
exactly, but because or no etini pass here one who brasia Dr. Bawumia ye ni papa pantina or yes any Chairman Buti what can we radio so say or no Dr. Bawumia asem no enya hwe man in chair meeting ye man in chair meeting no it we are suffering from a structural deficit say ye ni ye substantive chairman any flag bearer which means a leadership crisis be yabem no na say your national executives near your constituency executives near your regional executives near your police station executives near now you so fast structural deficit what top what do? We have to fix the structural deficit. I was here a pay leader. I'm man best the affairs of this country. God on Obeje say last year you have a election year you Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia 4th November 2023.
Yeah.
52 weeks pen on the campaign you. 52 weeks. That is just a year pen on the campaign. Na sa year na mu na was say party for a two primaries ni we no mubuafu no or come mubom. Sa 1 year na was all the year manifesto committee me ekotie Ghana for anu asem. Sa 1 year na was all launching the manifesto. Sa 1 year na was all the 276 constituencies. Wabrana President Mahama obi anim say no a de facto candidate for the NDC.
Of course.
Around 4 times. 4 times oh. Na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ntimi nko ba kokra because that time no onye flag bearer. Oko round in his capacity as what? But what did I make her say? Enti no Mahama policies are otimi drumming ni oma. Ya yanko for ni be say communicators in ya 24-hour economy akoba bia so yente Bawumia policies. It was because of say your core Congress ni late. And Dr. Bawumia ewo 52 weeks pe so the back campaign it got to a time na ye 4 constituencies in a day. your constituency be can to be in less than 4 hours. Because not time na day.
Catch up do.
It is a ye penny for quarter say ye review your strategy going forward as a party. Your cost so far humiliating defeat ye near your jail then ye be ye and making sure say your party ni be jinani now so ye penny for some here. One of the things I was here and say was here in your opposition leader obe hold the NDC for you accountable. Because Sir President Mahama the policy be bad. We need obi of NPP more the policy alternative where they. Now why is happen? The General Secretary cannot give a policy alternative to President Mahama administration. And ye nipa kra Ghana for be hand say alternative where they alternative papa. Into ye two abama nipa kra we NPP more obetiba be implement this alternative way ye ho betoyen. And then flag bearer was here then but that is why we need a flag bearer early. So it is not in anybody's interest say NPP be sankwa ko yi flag bearer 1 year to election and I say 1 year 6 months to election. It is not in anybody's interest because we bedru hono na MPP for yanka sanka ni here ni say your party no. Oh God on no na make no because they say that be because they say send an nyoma si kono na ho hwe send ya enkofobi come wasem send enkofobi ko hia party for kura yetimi ka your former leaders ho asem egu many masse. Now, flag bearer Ben also bet my winning about MPP more be winning general election 2028 on campaign on the records of President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia. Flag bearer Ben also bet my winning about in the name of MPP on campaign on digitalization. Flag bearer Ben also bet my winning about in the name of MPP on medical drone delivery services. Flag bearer Ben, it can never happen. But ni pakura or rolling out some programs ni yet me ni si ho. No say obi asebi on your party near. Then what are we doing to ourselves as a party? Hold on, these are serious and critical issues. And what's here share into a party form penny for tenacity. National Council and you who say National Council aqua tenacity are taking decision. Not the entire NDC architecture a year against the decision. And can be being MPP before. I can be kakra. I can be being MPP before. And you know, I might say, oh, I don't know because they say the Babenya leader obey hold your government accountable. They say no more born truka and no money from Wedi because ye need leader or then the policy alternative. Ebe to ja and commodity deal levy by ye people leader and leader and Becca say but to God for two Abamamia, me for deal levy bow. Nemo may say, may subsidize we may say, send a bear full or born a bed day, ye be maintain a Ghana for Montreal entry. But they see any leader. Into your leader, obetima drumming the policies ni home, the policies and programs and ideas home. Abema Ghana for who say I buy through can way or say I buy way no go down. Or my say or me a democratic government styled in an autocratic rule. So omo fa kebi mami kebi enya juma. Media for ya become or make media for us or media for become myself no. Or mama media for any appointment to Chrome. Media for 90% in your appointment to Chroma. For class. They say CSO, sir. And what's uncommon so the third eye against the government. They say about the CEO, CSOs, no advisory council to the president. If you can't beat them, join them. Not just say Franklin Kujo, Money, Imani, CDD Munia, about the shadow council of state to the president too. They are coming to be part of the executive. And then when we are second Jim Ballon. And they say judiciary then of course. Me court they be. They say what's some court. First, in a computerized system. Who crowd him judge the Bema, but he said, what's some court directive Chief Justice to the about and say, I was say, registress, no, a troll, a breast siege, no, na siege, na he said, we see what you cook as a media, my gododi, and gave a so was plenty for the wire, or said them, it is a sanity, a subject manipulation or no. To sue judge kura only way assembly way. It do here the executive wants to find a way to capture the judiciary as well. Yeah. Legislature leaders are the back and call of the executive. It do here arms of government and institutions a walk room her a bell hold the President Mahama to checks in Yano. One way or the other no or collapsing in ya send a bay of munya be serving interest. Enti no crash say was a MPP for it be my near the near me did that ho near Timmy Chusu. Opposition leader obetima hold this government accountable when this a government we know obebo the trokasa so no be antimi nkabi kwesi beginning no me ball engineer community Japan voice by ese bi mu antimi anti omubuya se men sam voice me boss sie
na wɔtwerɛ memo de kɔma committee no nipa wɔtwerɛ memo no na 3 points and we read the second one no was the order of presidential primaries to reduce tension associated with the numerous elections the party conducts ahead of the presidential candidate election. It is proposed that the presidential primaries be held first following the amendment of the Electoral College. This approach aligns with Article 13(1) of the party's current constitution and promotes a more logical and less contentious electoral timeline. And na owura kobeje Japan e de bae na wosaye interview kakra e wo ho wo ye interview no wo city woni menua Umar Sanda e na yes interview no just about 3 minutes mumie mo de pese ye mo da muntina se de wo si cheche mu hia hu be hia se ye bebie adede mu kakra na yetimi ato aba ye yi presidential candidate first answer de aka no ye de be kan ba cho muntim kakra na ye nkohwe.
I think point two is that I think that after we've been able to achieve the expansion, then we should hold the presidential primary first.
First in terms of what? Before the executive?
Before any other elections. One, because at the end of the day, right now, the so-called money bags want to influence everything. So whether it's a polling station election, it's a constituency election, electoral area election, a regional election, you end up having, oh, this chairman, he supports candidate A. This chairman supports candidate B. And I think that we can remove that. We can remove that by having presidential
election first. Presidential election first. What does your constitution say?
The constitution, in fact, this conforms to the constitution. The constitution leaves the date and the timing of it to the National Council and gives it a certain limitation. Now, when you're in opposition, it should happen not later than
2 years.
2 years. So you can come. You can even do it.
So
now.
You can do it 3 years before, or even 4 years.
You can do it now.
But how soon do you think that should be done?
I think we should start first with the expansion.
Okay.
You know, that will energize the base. The people will know that this is a new MPP.
Tell them that they are all involved.
That's right. Everybody is involved, and then we start educating them and speaking to them on the values and the virtues and the principles that really anchored the formation of this political tradition. That is about what I call the triple S. It's about service to society. It's about sacrifice. It's about being selfless. That is what politics is about. People think it's the quickest route to wealth and riches and fame. And I believe that maybe 1 or 2 bad examples on both sides of the political divide. So every young man wants to aspire to be those people. I've always encouraged young people, build a career for yourself. I was a civil engineer, worked at Ghana Highway Authority for a significant period before setting up my own private consultancy. Built my own house from my sweat as an engineering consultant. That is where I still live. It is no embarrassment to say that in all my 40 years I've built only 2 houses and I have a few plots of land. That is fine. And I don't need to rack up your real estate because you are press secretary to the president. I was press secretary to President Kufuor for almost 6 years. I didn't.
We could have a flag bearer by, say, January next year. You don't mind?
I think we should do it by December this year. How we view public service should mean exactly that, service to the public, not to ourselves.
If you had your way, you could have a flag bearer by, say, January next year. You don't mind?
I think we should do it by December this year.
By December this year. Then you have the top, the flag bearer, but there will be no base because
there are time. Who says there will be no base? We have expanded the base first. That's why I said we need to build what I'm calling constituency caucuses.
But if the point is that if you have the flag bearer,
yes,
then every candidate or
we have executives in place. Their mandate hasn't expired.
But they are going into an election.
It does not.
They would have to then start aligning with that person.
They don't. What is important is that once we elect a flag bearer, all patriotic members of, in fact, all members,
we evolve around.
You have to. That's why I was a contestant to Bawumia. We were 10 of us.
Yeah.
Immediately I lost and he won. I said, look, I'm going to do my best to support you. That is what a responsible party person should do if you are a Democrat and you believe in it, you know. But I'm a stickler for discipline. So, of course, we finished with 1 electoral cycle. And so that cycle is over. We are now preparing a new cycle, and that's why I think all of us have to be honest with ourselves and do the right thing.
Based on your constitution, flag bearers after elections become functus officials. Is that what official?
Sort of, yes.
So the leadership now reverts to the national executive.
It becomes the most important,
So there's a vacuum for flag bearership, but you have national leadership. That is what the situation now.
Yes.
So in your view, national leaders are not going to be on the ballot. So get someone to quickly come and replace the old person who you had there. That's your plan.
The whole point.
And it should be done as quickly
as possible.
Yeah. Third point.
Yeah.
What's your third point?
Third
of reviving the party.
Of course, it's also part of it because we have these super delegates where.
All right. Committee, largely I agree with him. I agree with him into two. What I say, I completely agree with him. National Executive was time dream. Almost a 4-year mandate. And 4-year mandate, that period, almost every right to hold any election be a year within the constitutional provision biano. Enti mamon ka say ana is it that tembiano party no this ye dreaming na egu ni I send for frana sanity because obo ka say ye be si dan enti said this foundation no asane de akwakudu lentil level akorufi level no asem si edwi dan ni na egu asend say
nkofo bebria edi nkomo sesei party members who don't understand the rules governing the party. Enti omo kasa ni omo ne ye di ebedi ne. What you see? O kasa no o kan baby say your constitution no enti wo baby why let you be 4 years. 4 years nkofo na why let you omo ye national executives. You need the spiritual head. The spiritual head no wunim eya nkofo ye free sade we oka spiritual head parliament executive ubia shenase he is the arrowhead but say ye ni sa enti intim Mr. Intim betumi akasa say afenyo betumi akasa betumi ebe conflicting with what he say. Another person can say, but when you have the arrowhead and per constitution they involve maintain CSM Crawford say once you are going to vote for a flag bearer, say a new system. And chair will be our constitution. Constitution was very clear. Say, see a position. It should be not less than 2 years. Amount more room to do. So only pakona yakwa to a bar man no. We should discard the person. Is that what they are saying?
Okay, I think what we call very relevant be say. You say not less than 2 years.
Yes.
And I could Japan interpretation can say that time of Kasa about a month ago no was a young by December.
The only requirement by the constitution is that there was a national council a notice of 6 months.
At 6 months.
Intention for the 6 months and they say a fair playing ground till will be able to make declare.
And now you can 6 months.
A constitution the car say see my 6 months was say a tuaba Emma our police station executive so any area coordinators any regional national can be visa because you see with this 6 months no we can say we ko tuaba ama national executive sir I think that my national executive can be court because before years the mini we
exactly
and
again it is in the constitution black and white national executives no mandate near 4 years
yes
4 years
it's mini we dia and won't think I say me go fi
o na ba wi no o so ani in so ma ni nya nti onye hwea o be ka se o to omo we ni agu and obi am violate bibi o share time I suspended and those people there were specific reasons for their suspension.
Yes,
there are a new crop of people in our party. When you talk about lawlessness, they don't read the constitution. everything should be about them. Everything should be about the omu person. But you see, one of the things with the party say there are certain ambitions in the party. Say who decided after 40 years MFAO. If you want to become a president, now decision, to become a president, it comes after 40 years, forget it. Because then you would have made all the mistakes. What you say? Now the leadership, may decide, let's go according to it. I mean, the lawyer can't, 6 months and calculate. July, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, because it started from July. 6 months, January no year. Yenti no mebiasi. And America say, don't be quick to go and write things when you are ignorant about what you are writing. What you say. And then who say, Yama, young people, and listen, those young Tesconites now, Yayemu, bullet now, more church or no man. Let me tell you, majority of you have ended your political career with certain pattern, any certain argument out here. Oh, I won't lawyer. Oh, yeah, raw to say me, and you are not taking your time to understand the issues, to be able to interrogate the issues and explain. What you know,
Let me catch say to move for same. Omo pese omo political career mo de ko achiri a omo sua de no musam penifo for nchichi mu. And kaso mo an do political career. I think that is too frightening.
Oh no, take it because nipa no
catch so mo sua de.
Oh, I know they
me penisa.
How they can aha. Oh, tro e di penimu atem. Na when sa penimu na na mento. Hey, God na say me di watema ube mama ben.
Oh, there be
that one we should let them know there. So once you are insulting the leadership and the hierarchy and then the mature people in the party, you are reducing the number of people who can mentor you. Yes, it's good to learn. Hey, you can correct your mistakes, but send your word in the with social media posts this man is not going to help you redeem your foolishness. No many people once no baby tetene krana edukwa yenya audio as hard you court na nemre ya o recording so it's
all right meba kwesi holomo ye beba propose amendments no so e bia de take offense ni ya hwa de but me wo data bi me chocho data bi na very worrying ma me pa say ye wo June mu accident esi wo Ghana so far enipa ewuo ye 1267 emema ye 992 ema ye 275 die wo mu ne ye ehu pa ne se 1267 na omawuo no motorcycle okada enkwa akomunipa 582 representing 45.9%. Trotro commercial buses, commercial cars akomunipa 427 representing 33.7%. And a private cars akomunipa 258. Yeah, and also representing about 20.3%. It will show percentages here media be ya the figures here na say Ghana saying first 6 months of 2025 accident esi enipa ewu pa no e through okada ehu pa ya e was mpanifo hwe na de nasi form e kasa che wo mo se wo drive na wo hwe se wo dru traffic light na wo kada fo ade na aso green na wo wo na omo side aso red na omu twem cars bobom de bia de yakwa ne se enam aso brachi a omu yenti baby bebre enne wudu na so kada ka abo kada enno se de bakọ na da fom a afi wonye nipa bobo bi because obi ase ɛyɛ turu mu amu indiscipline ti ɛna akɔ so mo saa ba nyina yɛ nipa mɛsrɛ wɔ man Ghana mpanifoɔ sɛ adeɛ wei a ɛda hɔ no ɛyɛ frightening enipa 1267 na awuo first 6 months okada nkoa akum 582 commercial cars trotro ne buses ifiri Azim Eko Hamile from Accra to Kumasi Takoradi to Binduri and the trotro ahodo yeko wole ni nyina accident esisi omu a ewuo eye 427 okada nkoa akum 582 private cars akum 258 Nature said now the private cars is the most safest no the nipa do say the bit ma afford mommy anwi hu biem mo promise say ye di okada ye be legalize okada and ye be dey be say no the air cost nie frightening figures frightening we are not safe etienhwe na yenka ehu asem aha ye wutumi radio 95.9 Ghana nti na agusu na wutie no efem Gordon Asare-Bediako na mede dwumadi hu chame ene lawyer Kwesibotwi junior aba ema ye ni edi nkom ya ka be kwa ahoma so na ni Dennis Brankers aboaje wa ka baabi wodi sense me pa aba te ne be kasa wo ahoma no so ma menkamfo high sense for ene mama high sense for die chale tembi omo titomonyama no saa hwi nti mekamfo ama se o microwave blender a rice cooker, kettle, iron, air fryer, television, gas cooker, washing machine, air conditioners ni na bia call high sense for holomo omo Kumasi City mo omo adum omo post office tafo omo mankesim takradi takọ boase ko forudua hohoi sunyane techiman tamale Accra city ne omo baby bebrin obetra from 0302 550 000 na akọkọje omo ne mani bi se wodidi na uyem taya uya onya typhoid fever ana stomach ulcer mesrew koje gastro mixture na wo ho intimi ento menso plus mixture so yenu ano ma omokọ afichira na eka abafie no koje menso plus mixture ebusafo won so bitimi ama wo yi no yare nyina no afiri so yesi yeast infections se bi wo so dia pa tutubre kan yamba ma chano papa na koje bi na therefore befia nani etimi age Prosa plus mixture so de mema Johnso yare Johnso yare ube Johnso saa wada na joa 6-7 times eno be so ansa na de achi hadwin eti kode kwaje Prosa plus mixture ni bi na obetima from 0248778899 baby eto adrobia no omo holmo tabia takum ememme nyina Supreme Court judge and the Supreme Court judges Mako 7 and ye very mu parliament na very interesting utie bi mo to say yes penifo abin e system no questions na no washi ba mu defender in the person of we be monidi but question bia na so kutasivo question bia no sivu so and we nye what kind of life is this? Allow them Eboma bin in their own rights question be no muntimi answer and the way number you say and the way the answer and the answer the better answer as the be it and the answer dienko me adwi ye ho masa kwachi all right enti ye kwaso na ye dinko adogo etoma no maswati no problem etoma no maswati kwasi enti constitution amendment no proposals no dey hin ne bi apeso ka ho asem bi
Godon say opesi ekoman ke be kom one by one
ani yankwa opa ye boso
answer na ye be ko ho no say na kuka ka asem bi ma me te bi free briefly about more ka say party dey ye dan na adenti na ye roof na answer na be foundation you see party na nye dan sometimes ye ka asem a ye situating in a proper context party nye dan party organization na organization so ye structure na ye structure organization from the bottom
there be
what omo ka say party no ye structure from the roof no omo bi omo company a omo be fa manager first and omo be fa cleaner first godo why dey ever first unyi manager ansa no wa be yi omo maka no
ola be yi
and party no party nya die party nya construction ye party organization e dey political power nya die until nobody should equate MPP to say ye see die MPP ye see die your mind here ba be MPP organization
yes
so what I say it's organization nya structures na Ghana yen two president yen president first and na president aba be ni ministers aba be DC aba be presiding members akoda godro nya sanity adan yen two about yen DC first and na yakoyi regional minister first and na yakoyi minister and na yakoyi president
yeah.
See if the president in a deba form it's an organization no you need a figurehead or no best spearhead organization no afa into my parent MPP and your roof assembly yeka. We are talking about how to build a proper and formidable organization a bit my winning political party. Indeed the claims and I started if we say a flawed claim, totally flawed claim. For reason for from bra. And then we can interrogate the reasons better. Now go down. Again, we share your party constitution now. Send na ye di hu komo about say party ne see 6 months notice now. And komo mo try MPP constitution mo ben pa mo form your party no. On besan ka ye to all the various electoral college elections ni we ansa ni abeto na presidential primaries and come state wo mu say I was say ye to constituency elections. Ebeto regional elections, ebeto national elections. Ansa na yetima to presidential then elections no.
Yes.
Their party constitution na nkasa o. And again, party constitution ni pesanka ye to sa constituency to national elections na kobema a period of 1 year. Because omo party constitution ni nimpe face yentimi for 6 months and reorganize polling station to constituency to regional to national asan ya ba to presidential elections no.
Yes.
Jomo constitution omo nim nyansa o. So me feel say ye nim party ni chen sebe national council na u tena ko kaeka no. O kai boys ni be comment pa Jack. Omo ya be say omo nim nyansa national council o.
Anodin.
Na MPP sebe ye papa no nyansa fo we MPP nya na national council o. National Council for representation of the rank and file of MPP. Yeah. From MPs to former president, former national chairman, former general secretaries, regional chairman for Niakobi, regional secretaries, Niakobi, national executives, Niakobi. Next one, obi timi trobi before National Council who want here or secret FM. Anodin. Into a strom. On the National Council nya adwin and omo tro nya me hu ni so omo ni omo nya adwin o ignorant dey ku omo respectfully and humbly but me hu say ignorance because the party to me tro bibia to me hu clearly say we no want decision na National Council for the aba no tia ase enti a party constitution na but ni nia clearly no to me hu bebi e free ba say ebinim na omo pese omo sheda ka bibi de say your party na godon me de manu si wo sa subject we so no. This is not the first time sir approach we use. In fact, in 2012, the respected Boache-Jako, I'm respecting the power. In 2012, no president candidate Kufado then campaign manager. Who himself proposes this structure way.
Oh really?
Yes, he proposed the structure. Yes, he proposed. Yes, he proposed the structure, and he vehemently campaigned say this structure should be used.
Is there any evidence to that?
Evidence or more no more near him. In fact, share internet and so 2012.
Ever him fan.
2012 say 2010. Honom na say after 2012 restructuring na
trade fair.
Sa pepe. That was the proposal. How pushy ya say anka yenya ne sa. Adentina no pushy sa. It was because of the acrimonious nature and that's our type Alan faction versus Akufo-Addo faction. Okay. The Aba party name from say you lose 2008 election from your 2009 reorganization the 2012. Now acrimony now doson. Until the oya and say ja can you to presidential primaries ne first. Send your beya we are candidate be a new war interest or northern regional chairmanship mu. Because you two presidential primaries ni we na say godon wona wenya as the presidential candidate. Now Koka a presidential aspirant hopeful. What will be his interest in the other regions? What will be Koka's interest in who becomes constituency chairman for Ablekuma North or Ablekuma Central? Only interest be in the competent people no more form no and now occupy the various positions. But and then 2024 elections I be kwa near flag bearer in the person of Dr. Mahmoud Ba. Me call constituency ba kwa na me kwa campaign. youth organizer ni catch me plain say organizer no ene me nam de ono me come home yen call radio to radio because ono ntimi ni organizer youth organizer no organizer omo ntimi ntina ka ba ko me yen movie and omo they cannot be seen together ntimi say either say me choose say me ni organizer ne be nante and I say me organizer na assign na me no youth organizer na nante just because say ba ko camp A na ba ko camp B and I'm say wow at the time I near presidential candidate too who you to organizer no show organizer na show and organizer they catch me say what drug organizational map man Asara women's organizer ni youth organizer they catch the place on one team ni nya adwuma into no kasa so draw the structure no akọ je funding dey free baby and na youth organizer ni ekohia evangelist maamefo a adeti o say o mi so mi hia kunafo and all run a parallel campaign but sa nyoma we nia no e be stop sa nyoma ni nia until go no I think say approach we need there. I'm yet to hear any reasonable reason in tia. Sa approach we no mo feel say better. Na go don yanko other proposals no so.
Okay.
I think say we need proposals. Yen can clearly say proposals. Enya dia party na dia too.
Yeah.
Na mum see a national delegate conference in July na e wo Lagos na and a party ni be consider. Nti niama me bebubo sui mo bia nka se eno na a decision party for na ko take and as a national council ko take ye nyan take this decision na mo proposals aye den aba they say no be advocate for and against proposals na aye den aba and that is in the interest of democracy. Go on. First one here, delegate system reform. One member, one vote. Patch what I say.
Yeah.
And I think say na medical can me who say feasible say but we need a roadmap towards one member, one vote in MPP. Going forward, now see a roadmap ye de be guide sadie no. Now say no so there's a proposal also say polling stations, oko polling station bia executives ni increase from 5 to 7. I know say the communications and electoral affairs officers and the account that is the proposal. But I mean in all sincerity I think it's a good proposal because a polling station now you about one you call Supreme Court in 2012 for mama yet as say elections are won at the polling station no. And who here say polling station be a electoral officer.
Yeah.
Electoral officer no mean I think say electoral officer no kra minya can no very position no kra den appointed. Niem pe polling station obi ase be wa bi wo computer mu eti data analysis ase as ye ka se ye to aba ne obi from polling station na transmit results na ba regional na ba Accra nipa kro ne ti ase a obetumi aye say adwuma no enti no I think say a good decision say party ne propose say ye fa electoral affairs officers and come at the police station. It is a very good idea because God on sometimes we call police station bi won enye Accra nkwa ye to about
oh there be
we call baby na omunim baby kura network wo etu ya small free Accra ekosa police station was go here about no so a ye beto aba awie no baby a ogina kura network ni oba omo area onim say bia we ase na ogina obenya network do results akon cry until we need such people in our executives at the various police stations or mobile other executives that more so I think the communications the electoral affairs need a good decision which the party no ebedia to man ke beboa
yeah the party say nye dey ye nto aba
there when them say they say na 5 but the amendment is that you have proposed and say for 2 mbeka hon
okay
of it
IT expert obia wabia onimontie no na appointed
good
so that you know you have an upper hand in the area now
exactly
in terms of data management no only prakon no be ma a split second data yes so
yeah I think say amendment no so your amendment amendment papa I was say it me ehwena itimi de adwuma and again no there is also a proposal say former appointees nia enye den ento abani bi na godon sa former appointees nia proposal me who ni say feasible because you can former appointees of wana just a president ku former appointees betu bi
ministry appointees and I
say former appointees
sir
not just a DC
25
ministers
me ba mamen kwa homa no say menya Dennis wa homa no so
me boss
your call has been put on hold.
You see the call has been put on hold.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait.
Master, do some miracle before I change your name. Hello, Dennis. Hello. Okay, some friend back on one. All right.
And boss smano. Baby kakra ko operation bi ntino.
So no so wo
In fact, okache me so rush kra aba studio ha na say say opposition wo bop pia here na police akwache na police no kra so wo say Dennis Miracle
and obedem
and I say ko ka na ko yoko me yeko you know
say omo the fine bia ba wo so omo 1800 sisi amo say yes aba
no mo je fine na kra mo akofi azanka ne
kra
ka fa ho dwane o we mo
say
oyo opposition asa ye Miracle see the number chi watu
ma menhwe say menya no a hello Dennis hello minia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, na and the matter saying.
Oh, Mr. Fatemi, it says a quite union in Temna. Say, Masuya, she was a own book was a quite Wadaruma.
MPP also say, come in Temna, Kazaka, what?
Oh, say, yeah, now nobody social Naka create if you will. Oh, say, a quite the Emro.
Matiasi.
Quite the Emre.
All right, now, ye Enra MPP penny for Equa sitting now Alisa Hotel. And then may course on the TB by getting down the Trabonte. But if you're General Secretary Abekasa Wabonte say Yami Adma 31st January 2026, you walk to presidential na 6th December also no a police station executive associate but Twabano say be no any public brace and tin many bias say 6th December then the bekoso and 31st December no be much say and they said that for the first time in the history of MPP, Yeba no top-down approach. Now top-down approach bad year and the party in penny for some review abanum and ma ubi. Macho and just say what you say.
No lawyers be no studio na. Like
Crisata de was sorry kakrana like was botry e wa say no mo.
Nti won so mo minimum ra nti me party no so won say dem run e adwuma.
Yeah.
To be very honest with you, me nipa kakre dipe na mate say omo raises issues no. Otherwise, generally no, I'm sure say you agree with me say the reception to National Council decisions have been, quite unanimous. In fact, even National Council meeting as a crampon, about 98% of the members of the National Council agree. Being was sorry, it's here as decisions because we're done. When me say whatever the National Council is doing or needs to do for this party, it must be extraordinary things, because we are in extraordinary times. You need the regular time period and I the MPP and what dream it be 2022 and 2021. Yeah, ankasa in our own time. Yeah, prepare kwa to abano. And see, semeteso bi kasebia ibi obi bibia bo nipa ba ko bia menti ase nipa na contest ni enwume hu say honorable edutwum and so I declare nti so nipa na contest no hwan na we ye favor. Hello.
Hello, Dennis.
Good on.
Na me busa say honorable do to declare home.
Yeah, me show the video no.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Me show the video no.
Oh, okay.
And you him say honorable na champion so declare.
Okay.
You him say honorable Canada Japan so declare. So far, champion no hwemu nipa miensa we no mo declare. So I just say. It's one ye favor no. In any case, me niama mienu na me hu say a bit distorted and I'm friend say misinformation so it kind nowhere in the general secretary statement did he say anything about top down. How top down go down if you in a buy then a friend top down. What is top down?
So Moses say wo koyi presidential first dia na chese I say wo be sit down na wakoto nchense so wo de bebo dan no so ti bebo dan no so length level nui untwa foundation and na want to just say and why we see pillars when I saw some bebo dan no so e dan no so ni
so when you so dan na say wo you so say wo ko akom na wo ko akona say wo be recruit soldier for na recruit wo adonten nifa benkum tidom say oni omo ko akom na say wo ni commander of the army uni say no a problem usually see you commander of the army no be recruitment no training omo enter.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you talk to those who are in the army, they will always tell you, say, you can never have a vacuum when it comes to the commander of the army. You can never. It's never. You will never have that happening. And see, so when you so dying as well, so a scenario now we so dying I will be.
You see different one.
Now when you so dying, me you so. I mean, prepare kwako.
There be your civilians there. So ye soldier for today you see civilians there.
Na me bawo. Ye be call a fairness and contest. We use MPP there na use the actual. Ye be call contest. You see, as I say, a reorganization, a restructuring. Reorganization and restructuring, no. I had various levels. Police station, electoral area, constituency, region, and national. Police station, you so. We know kasi in Pokwa, and then akasa daho. Electoral area sa, constituency sa. And the empan and massa akasa bebre ho. And yet because oko ye police stations in constituency no more. You want to check. You want to say and say it don't support it by na champion. It don't support it Kennedy Japan. It don't support it yaw say edutum. It don't support it by Umia. It's in Tichabim. Would you be say in an organization with this character, with this architecture? You bet to me a restructure Amanae. How do you restructure a group of people who are all entrenched and rallied around different ideals and different personalities and are always on trying to undo themselves? Now, would you say
sure.
So in its proper sense, the MPP here and Nepa kendini because so long as a party you won't ye flag bearer and dear. You feel some equate to me. God also feels or call to me.
Yeah.
Lawyer consider to feel so to be or call be until Oka be our own tea because I don't know you mono to me. Until in I confirm more and I call police station or 5 me for 2 offer 2 consider for 1 Cresata for 1 and I ye contoka. But the moment you be lawyer Kwesi say or no candidate. I say if I so be the who be say because me proud me koya hwe because me pia no ye wie dada. Ebema ho kwan na fe the party ne ko say omko boabo ye ko boabo nipa na no a yetumi aboabo amana yi. And then okofre meeting kwa o polling station a ye bi say why na fe ye. Nipa yo afraid de jama kan Japan nipa. And e de enko. Oh, Debbie, where the brand champion nipa and enko. What to say, friend say, I will do two for another free meeting. A coordinator with your do two nipo. Into a Casabra meeting, young party, you mark over here, or by year will do two meduma. You cannot mobilize a party if we don't fix that situation. It's no crap partners will be other party in India or Becca say, or they are no, yes, excuse me, the party no either say, or in the home, and that's one party, nothing.
A bimus argument they say so you flag bearer ya automatically regional executives, national executives, constituency executives are they must all necessarily fall in line, which means if you are not for the winner or if you are not for the flag bearer, it means say what the only chance to become an executive. Silent it's true.
Yeah. First of all, that logic is flawed. But okay. My main agency won't put a membrane.
Okay.
Are you also very much aware? Say reverse, and they say reverse, and they say kotuale ne. Now you need clear leader. What it means is that about one, Oko polling station, electoral area, constituency in the region, and yeah, a lutum candidate in here, Brian candidate in here. But we are candidate in here. Can the Japan candidate in here? I don't know positive side of women.
And you're multi-party democracy.
I know you're
intra-party multi-party democracy. So be a
and I say you selected Gordon as candidate. Then you be a nomination. You have appointment and I say you go
to Aba.
Then no you go to Aba. Candidates no ono na beba Equape not abete the equape not front to money as chairman.
There be that.
What are we talking about? It's a convenient argument.
Okay.
For people who always feel say they must stand in the way of the party and dissent. Because Gordon, you said you, but party is here no. If you be in a party, you want to be doing no. It's a party as you. My party polling station youth organizer, my constituency, my polling station chairman, my constituency deputy youth organizer, my constituency youth organizer, my constituency, my campaign manager, 2008, 2012, 2016 elections. 3 elections that I'm a campaign manager.
Wow.
Maybe and I'm a deputy municipal chief executive for my constituency. It won't be a party in the
What you say?
We if you say party way, anytime you be flabber, you and them. In fact, everybody rallies around the candidate, or at least pretends. At least you bring up pretense. Say, oh, when come manum to me and say atwa baby, it brings us a lot of peace. There are some brain. Now, in any case, that's the council crowd decision on go take here. On count baby, I say, friend is saying 31st December, year quiet appointment and acclamation and nomination. Yes, here, Kotwaba.
Yeah.
About me for the battle. And yet, grassroots another battle. Police station executives, like I'm now more to see an Omotena Indiana. Has it ended?
It hasn't. But your constitution, no. But I can't baby that say. You police station executive and I said national organizer, national chairman would mean preside over 2 electoral process to select.
No, the constitution says that the presidential election, presidential primaries would be, done by these people. Now I'll let you polling station executives electoral area coordinators constituency executives regional executives national executives or any other people.
But one can say tier robber say executive.
No, there will be no constitutional breach.
Okay.
There will be no constitutional breach. No, absolutely none, zero. The only time you bring a constitutional breach is when the flag bearer is not going to be elected by polling station executives name Crofona constitutional list. Otherwise, there will not be any. And to my will sabi. See a flag bearer. Can I say a flag bearer 2023 November?
Yeah.
And a flag bearer na sabi Yamin Pengu. Owu ye in December. And back where police station executive election for France. Ya be new one.
The same people na kwa yi.
Because Emrana say police station executives the ye flag bearer. It's what are we talking about? And then people make it look as if say you two are baby now your party no you need structures be a good. And see, all of a sudden, we need to do so that the grassroots, the bottom, the bottom is there already. Right now, what we don't have is the head. We already have the bottom. We have the foundation already. What we don't have is the roof. Your foundation, because your polling station executives, your electoral area coordinators, your constituency executives, your foundation, there needs to see a roof. It will be a catcher will say, yeah, foundation, roof. It is not true.
What's the proposal? Okay, I'm empty.
Let me also draw your attention to one error. What we need to do is to build the party and make sure that the grassroots is. What is the party? What is the grassroots? They make it look as if say, you can say you party mobilization at the grassroots and only election of police station executives. But that is not the case. All the things we talk about mobilization, restructure, a friend is saying, mobilize, coordinate party, we are not talking about elections of polling station executives. No. The party can decide to use the existing polling station executives to do whatever we have to do at the grassroots, if that is what will bring us to power. But I come here to say, Yan Kotwa bad dia, our party will move and restructuring, reforms here. That is a problem. And I quiet to say, and your polling station executives, friends and system, it is almost becoming like an election machine. Say, and then you say you as polling station executives because you pursue a better. But think about this. How about we get the head, the leader? Then the leader will now provide direction and guidance for the reorganization. Don't you think that may be another approach and you use that? In such extraordinary times, you bet me a trigger me a try and so
and okay.
Because when they hear this other, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with trying new things to look for new results? So long as it is within the rules and regulations of the party. And we also knew what tell me how this harms the party. Nobody has been able to tell us how this harms the party. It doesn't. Are you in any case saying there is a simple police executive in there? Reforms there,
some of what you say, as virtually the whole system is compromised. And was saying,
NDC. Almost total
cloud.
And almost na total cloud and democracy.
You.
And why democracy? The rule simply says, the flag bearer will be elected by certain class of people. All those people, as we speak, are existent with active mandates in the party. So anybody that talks about foundation is wrong. The party foundation is already there.
All right.
What we need is a roof. You need a roof, no? Not for the renovation beer. Now, or that they are directed the renovation process. Because you see, once we get to the head, it would help in the reforms so that the people or the persons or the human resource or the strategies will align directly to the head. So then we avoid all these unnecessary talk. Now, okay, how chaotic our police station executive elections have become these days.
And what the NSK
because of Sanyama we are.
TV che, fridge che.
Because of Sanyama we are. If party no opportunity, say you better try another approach. Near they are building a party. What is all this non-existent argument you're making? The people who will be voting, if it even remains the same electoral college crowd, they are the grassroots of the party as we speak.
All right.
They are the police station executives of the party. They represent the party on the ground. Me in your head. That's a head, That's the after the say police station elections and constituency elections. That's a basabasi biba. Niponika so be
All right, Dennis Miracles Abwaji, or immediate past Director of Communications for Dr. Bawumia's campaign 2024. And now I'm learning say Dr. Bawumia campaign team no yemi say we shikim kakra before I'll be to ban public say afi dey won wa declare the intention to contest. It draw man you bet see the city. Dennis and then you made as a power. All right, and aha won't me read 95.9. I can bet 10 minutes. They said you made in I can 5 minutes. You made in a baby cooker. Young question, Dennis.
I think your kind I know and the strength set part in big gina ye are call ye bebemuno and one ye pay. Baby ye here are a daho are a vacant near coffee, and that is the flag bearer.
Okay.
Ye no year. Any other renovation and our baby patches be a war. Any baby yes a strength in be an near ye. And ye na ye fwa win so ye fwa party direction so.
Okay. Na a bimo as suggested say BBT say Director of Communications for the party, Deputy General Secretary, Deputy women's organizer, youth organizer, and the side man na komo appoint no. You're going forward and kayen twaba e wo mo so. Kwesi, you know what you saying?
I think so. In fact, to be honest, I would not want to take a position on that, but I would want to say there were two sides.
Pros and cons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you can say a position bit to say communication. The proponent of more can say yen will be our communication background or bit my communication.
Yes.
Na yen resource on near equipping with the necessary logistical support. Au here be a near man the independence to operate. Send your bay out bit my energy. That proponent no so patch say ya point here. Party ni me obi ni mu gina baby a omo no feelings omo they are the stewards or the gatekeepers of that omo no copy omo favorite omo bit manipulating no.
Yes.
And then about the communications, director. But ultimately I think say whether appointed or elected, the point is that the communications director must be given the free role to play to, steer the party. But I mean, I have a soft spot for proponents. I can say yento swaba. Say at the end of the day, it will be based on competence, and also at the end of the day, say election go on election BBBO. Sometimes you can even appoint a communication director on top of the 276 constituencies of this country. But a serious matter to the extent a constituency communication officer or what Doma West Kronim no. So a communication director think cry. And now on Filizebia or Soriano Paco radio stations 1 2 3 their communication director Jumando. No, it comes with a lot of strategy and a lot of babysitting.
Yes, I think say part a man that opportunity.
Yeah.
Say enka ye de be cure certain mischief and as lapses be a ho.
Yeah.
But in the be abuse wadie no.
And go down.
And maybe the director of communications. Party no every time I say before you contest to be director of communications criteria you must satisfy these basic things.
This is you to organize our criteria.
Oh, no me stand.
That until you no you bet much chim. Yes. Communication here there. You must have background in media.
Yeah.
And that's a communication and a PR and a brand. Yeah, even marketing
yes.
On side man you know that that exposure no. You better say any basic one. Munya nipa 5 more basic then you can go to the public and have that also to one moon mekasa but who will TV got a
okay.
It's so mutimi ye bibi and there or me and contest but be the national treasurer.
Yeah.
How do you exhibit your competence as a treasurer for obi or tim papa krum wesu and now bogu? How do you exhibit your competence? It's your no dear. And no na party for no party pen for no hwe egitin kofo CV say we say the ye hwa obitima ye say adwuma wi and then man ball man I was say ye contest ye no me I will go for election of some of these positions me dey me nyomo support to media mochi.
Gordon, do you know me imagine me imagine is a director of communications yenye election because a party
yeah.
But yen create an avenue for ABR, a communications, let's say, officer or advisor who will also be part of the national party or not be expert in communication. Because that is what the NDC is doing.
Yes.
They have some elected.
Yes.
And they have Obo Biamone lawyer
Kakre
Samwa. They are the advisory, communication advisory.
So I'm not media telling no bad advices some media business Jack and no kwame ko yigidi.
Eti da okay. Yan ko contest. Ya beba no ya wona na akomiam wo ho.
Right.
First Obo si cycle film.
Exactly.
And ya homolo omo wo communication na abro so. Bebre omo wo ho.
Uni the entire communication because I have a soft spot for yes young contestant. In fact, he appointed Dennis Miracles and the boss as Baumia lead director of communications. And I'm who say communications a human. And yet, say be radio so kasankwa.
There management, baby
sometimes babysitting their dear and yes some kitwa and even brands and even advertising and sometimes no obi anim say about 7 p.m. and na amount for TV pa 7 p.m. na NDC for the sika double awa beto say yembo mo advert no mo advert mo dia ba so say yembo na ye wow party ni advert kasa against candidate now as director of communications so no party for some person who candidate in advert at the same time what do you do also kopachel sometimes they yonkoto dwekurabu
of course
entino enyomani piwo ho no relationships so we should also look at obi so a or your competent or your adwuma na isusu say the adwuma ne hye ne sa obetimaye but me fear again Godon in say yanko to aba no say yanko hey nso a ye be kokonnyo obi a sebi kakra woni nsem as they say no hese ne politics na ya no kura ni say they say no hese ne politics na ya obi a kakra woni nsem bia no be ye threat to the position
ya no ntina e wo se me say e also mo set a
certain criteria.
That I agree. So that would they was satisfied no scar added advantage
that I agree
but
that
see,
I agree
the same food now would they advise by once you have the advisory na senior Godon kind the definition also recognize the advisory one share you see can be doing one show because if you go out of contest you'll be called to order.
That is why you see
and then you also have deputies.
Yes,
Who say the party also has a hierarchy. The party decided say yes you to swaba but you are going contrary to what we expect and we perceive when a year jumana and look say
I agree Godon but I also think say advisory now those advisory bodies should be part of the national executives.
Yes,
they shouldn't be sitting somewhere.
Yeah,
if Nipan be advisory director to the communications architecture now, the person should be part of the national executives.
Yeah, of course.
Senior be as a communication director now, you have to about man and ye be in fact when we bet my catch communication director. At a meeting,
yes.
next. But once there, so most of the times, you know, in fact, advice you for no, or my penny for more so. Yeah, na sebe party for ni bi kura ni momo constituency communication officer onim ni po ya advice ya bibi hand adwen wo regional communication be kwa catch advice ni say e bi ase ni say
recognition
so what I say
and freedom to operate
because you see me person me can say we go be in mass because I'm part of the communication
so the bia na area
but you see area who say and ya asefim na ya say in fact 2024 election me cause constituencies ni because ubedu constituency bi no Godon constituency communication officer na catch say chama wo dey to nkan ye hu o UTV na communication director dey hu no ma catch say communication director no fear no or to fear ni o mayi so what I say so I feel say the person should also be allowed to operate and be given the needed resources because national executive or ineffective how can in chamber make catch say need resources. So the people should be given the resources, and that is why I agree say it should be contested because if you contest and you don't have the resources, Obiabon said that you are incompetent.
Of course.
Because who wouldn't what check your financials? Wouldn't say who needs card where you man have a contested position.
And then you see to be the director of communication for the party, resources and me categorizing into two. Say financial but another major resource, yes, any relationship with people in the
human resource. I agree.
Because enye bibia na iska.
I agree.
Eto de bia ubetimo person set agenda. O de wutie political especially mema lawyer eyaba ho, mema koka ba ho. And then we interview no. Who discuss but woni mu.
Te say na only dey see adwuma no.
Of course.
We na dey afre bra na we be na say. Na we dey be fa hin.
Of course.
What you say?
Me ho be frame so chale. One dey you say this yenya so yenya ni say chale ha de menko. Yenyina na aka ho asem na ye right. But from look of things you know, there's a large acceptance of the Abba
election. Oh yeah.
Of the free neck buy you know. Into what one thing the many biase no. There's an opportunity for you say from 19th July. You call University of Ghana Sports Stadium now. Advocate for or against say we young 20 we might be support to
and bring substantial reasons.
Of course.
And you be very regia mo you. And
the rigging the whole
and the assembly am hu ye kan ma sefem. And GFK nkofobia kwhye dem and one mo bia 10,000 50,000 50,000. I was trying to say I was trying to say a regional chairman for mo manage an entire obi to say edwumeru chairman won to me manage an entire 47 constituencies. Yet me the 50,000 that chairman won to me adwin say see a kasi two presidential prime ministers are ultimately rejected. What are we doing to ourselves?
So mo fan chamber minimum regional chairman be we here ni. There's no referral for our regional chairman. Obia self-made in his or her own right.
Exactly.
Say what we why say why some mo fan chairman kuti we free moon.
Yeah.
ya nansia ne ekoye ne yie no Chemakutin se Ghana for one moment was central region can have resource for the man was and their man now war a Japadi I said before me one day be me post because will be losing the elections and what to say me so reduce any cool come in fact
any money buffy pa
any buffy
Russia and Casa Radio any buffy Casa Radio so there
time no na I more day one say the more day Chema won't do so the more day and Chema kwamba fa bronye de team ABC koye yes America say Chema kuti
I do college papa no guys are contest no guys are
I do college papa me na minimum
what in the bomb front page no
but me no yeah ko che say I do college papa ne be win Chema kuti be lose Chema won't be win Chema kwamba fa bronye be win and that all one kasa wo
yeah
na we the contest na we win ye no and Ofrey well your friends o man FM God then I said this say and I said this say owie me was say ono kwa we see the first building crop no early 70s o that abu enya nwome they say enya seketu aba me no enam so epanimu nti no I didn't even nti no it the why I'm saying the same Reja chairman for no move ebuo ma wo mo say say ne ma mo ka no it's below them
any secretaries no mu fa ebuo ma obi ani die se no ene mrantia ba minimu se ye mpensira bia mu die a ye bia no ane didi obi atem ye bia no ane didi obi atem ye bia no eso obi akogiska na wo 10 pesos data no akoto na de be cho san sef godon bra wanu na obi ti say hakma no wusu agema yote national executive committee ase no obi akase ye diska aba be dada papa hakman say the decision me ba na enya kura 50,000 inti original
sani pana workan wonimu say na hakmo so agiman FAO of United Nations that no I heard ewo Italy ni ade wonimu say na won na kuta ayi ewo sikalele ewo Ghana we doesn't know etiene o ye ya no atwodo ope ya pon
me school fees me ka me ko bo school fees mu okofu dia o chere me say bra eno de me ko eno kuti ama
godon answer ni ebe ko no last words American say party penifo bi anfa na nintu o say nkrofo yes anya we aye ka ho asem ni ano omo ye nipa ko bi na o hwe post o obi be tro bibi na so dipani bi atempe a o dey take 1 second na mia ni profile picture so na hwe nipa kro da ho ko through ni post na hwe nipa type post no obo say a group of people bi o group of people be a support you obi nko na di say adwuma no omo de time bia no omo obi ho asem ka time bia na akwa bi wo Facebook your friend Nanaya and I'll say this on radio say sa Nanaya no or the respected honorable Kennedy Japan na any profile picture e dey na ye ni deep in so na guy ni de bia tem di otimi be kaka say e di ye maame no papa ni obi bia tem ma screenshot ni ato ho my screenshot is I need I ask myself say sabe the followers of respected Kennedy Japan I say the followers na aka so yes sir but the followers of the respected Kennedy Japan are they not seeing say sa guy in the oye na nya na
I say be see
but are they not seeing it
it
is different say nipa no beka so you neutral say onye aligned to anybody but we make us say nipa ko ni profile picture the respected former member of parliament.
Say,
you know what are we doing to ourselves?
Say, offer and now brother Penny, any engineer Kobleje Japan one, and Kawope. Opa Penuya, any honorable Kennedy Japan one, and Kawope. If I was sister Kun, any daughter Mamul Baumia, I can't about who they be. Offer. And then we rub what change our coin, and I was weak because you have arrived. Me say, what brother qua classmate, and then we ride anymore. Kabuka say yes. Me brother could school papa. Mesrem mumma ibuo, embra yensem kayehu. Mumma ibuo, emai enema ye trofa enipa.
We in the post, you do the camera.
Never decided that time.
Who you are sharing the profile picture?
Too filthy. And another way now. Was when the mad executives there.
Can you imagine? Now only profile picture.
And just shame. And to know and lawyer Kwesi Botchi Junior ebe kan ho for the first time eti lawyer patro baby awedie eya gene number na wata manaba ai
mifia ne was Godon ne was me boss Dennis ba
oh yes at least for your
chopper
no me dey put them this thing na money ha me ai me dey man at least and now yeah won wan kasa asa afrese yes of course enti no bibie ni ana ye di enkomo
na Godon koka so bo adwuma pa o anopa bia metie no koka mi wo lawyer for guess Adam for your checking it koka oh ye
lawyer omo ye girls
no mo check koka omo check koka too another koka wari ana
oh dabi that's omo check nya hwe
na koka dabi di asa no ehye pa
enye sa na me choche say why me say wa wari proper na mo check na enye hwe ba omo do so dem betu check nyina afra omo check ma me just one idea alright tell us for adongo enemy producer and ye on the camera he better see edin common me just like say be Mark Zokweku the general manager Massa AB Billy Mr Santi Akalan GH eno bibia and o support ye no ye fam Gordon Asare-Bediako nyame adoma e chanopa Kweku the room e the best at anopa no movement in the morning na ye di enkomo ye sorry so ye ko good night.